Shalom. Kahalo Yahweh. Bahashim. Yahweh Shai. Bahashim. Rakah HaKodash. Shalom and salutations and double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, where I continue to learn this 100% truth. Shalom to the elder bishops out of Connecticut. Shalom to the elders, prophets, teachers, and evangelists also of Great Millstone, where I continue to learn this 100% truth from. Shalom to Speckled Bird, the Confused Face, the Akim and Aqua, the Akim on the highways and byways, and last but not least, the elect. Back again with another video. And this is just breaking news. This wasn't necessarily what I built my lesson on, but, scrolling through TikTok, decided to, get and let the news play, because that's what it is, breaking news. And I'll grab a quick scripture for that, and then I'm going to go into my other videos for the lesson that I've built up. Let's check it out.
We have breaking news right now. There are reports that Israel has struck nuclear facilities in Iran, as Donald Trump, according to CNN, has convened an emergency cabinet meeting this evening to discuss the Israeli strikes on Iran. Now, Israel has closed its airspace overhead. Israel is saying the reason it has launched these strikes against Iran is because Iran was days away from completing up to 15 nuclear bombs. We now have reports, though, that Israel has struck Tehran, the capital of Iran, that Iran is preparing a massive counterattack that could begin as soon as tonight. Donald Trump is currently in an emergency cabinet meeting. This is getting very serious very quickly, and it's going to get worse overnight. Israeli officials are preparing for a possible conflict that could span several days in length. Now, the United States had no involvement, according to Reuters, in this attack. So we'll see what happens next. I'll be providing you coverage all night, so spread the word. Subscribe to my Substack at the link in my bio for more, and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
All right, so you heard that, and I got a scripture for you. This is Matthew 24:6. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. Listen up. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these are the things that must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So these things are happening, man, and they're going to continue to happen. This is Shalakia. This is 2nd Esdras 15:5. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, and the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And this is what's going on. And this is what we're here to do. Let's get some more videos, and I got some scriptures lined up. Salakia. So I'm going to let these videos play, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you some scripture.
Breaking news right.
31-year-old Onita Romulus. She allegedly shot her 4 kids over the weekend. 2 of them were killed. The Brazoria County Sheriff's Office said just before 5 a.m. Saturday, she called 911 from a Shell gas station in Angleton and said to come to her location. Now, when deputies arrived, they found 4 children shot inside the car. Now, Anita's 13-year-old son and 4-year-old daughter died from their injuries. Her 8-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter were then life-flighted to a local hospital, and we're told at last check they are in stable condition. Investigators believe the shooting happened inside the car, but are still working to determine exactly where it happened. Now, authorities called this a senseless tragedy. At this time, Romulus is in the Brazoria County Jail with a $14 million bond. We did learn some disturbing new details in the last 30 minutes. According to court documents, when she was questioned by authorities, she said her children were dead to her and they were with the devil. Now, we did talk to a neighbor who said that she knew the kids. She saw them many times before. She's never spoken or seen the mother, but said that nothing seemed suspicious. Take a listen.
We didn't know anything about the lady, but as for the 13-year-old boy and then his little sister, he was very sweet. We would see him in the afternoons because we would sit out in the afternoon, and we would see him going to get her from the daycare and bringing her back and taking care of her. We didn't know anything about the other two kids, and when we heard it, I couldn't believe it, and I'm still in shock.
That's these spirits, man. Ecclesiasticus 39:28. Let's get another video.
31.
For those of y'all who don't know what went down last night at South Carolina State University in Orangeburg, it was bad. I was there, and honestly, I regret even going. I had just pulled up when the news started spreading one girl had been shot in the head, and she didn't make it. Then people started saying there were 3 more girls hit, and in total, 4 girls were shot. 3 of them passed away, and apparently around 10 others were injured. You'll probably see it all over the news today, but I'm telling you what happened last night was insane. I couldn't even stay there. I left, and I'm never going back to another homecoming in Orangeburg, not after this. It's just not safe, and
Micah 2:10, man.
And honestly, it's not a good look. I really hope that the family sue the school, because the girl who died was an actual student there. And the people who did this, they weren't even from the campus. They didn't go there. They just showed up and took her life. The whole campus got shut down afterward. And when the shooter was arrested, he told police the bullets weren't meant for her. Like, for those of y'all who don't know what went down last night at South Carolina State University in Orangeburg.
Okay, Salaki, let me get the next one. This is the last one I got right here. Check this one out.
It was bad.
If you really want to understand how racism works, you need to understand that white supremacy doesn't just wear hoods. It writes laws, it signs policies, it hides behind order, and it criminalizes Black existence. Let's go back to the beginning. After slavery was abolished, the system didn't stop. It updated. The Black codes came first. There were local laws that made it illegal for Black people to be unemployed, to gather in public, to travel freely, or even to rent property in certain areas. These codes evolved into vagrancy laws, which allowed police to arrest Black people for simply existing without white approval. This was the beginning of what we know as the prison industrial complex. Slavery didn't end, it rebranded. The 13th Amendment supposedly abolished slavery, except as punishment for a crime. And just like that, the system had a new hustle: criminalize Blackness, arrest Black people, and force them into unpaid labor. That's not a conspiracy, that's American history. Redlining and zoning and housing law. They use federal housing policies to lock Black people out of home ownership, with maps marked in red ink to keep our families segregated in underfunded neighborhoods. Even today, formerly redlined areas still suffer from fewer schools, more police, lower property values, and less access to capital and healthcare. This wasn't personal, it was policy. They created war on crime and war on drugs legislation, not to solve anything, but to target us. Crack cocaine heavily penalized, powder cocaine barely touched, same drug, different community, different sentence. That's why Black people still get longer sentences than white people for the same crime. Why we're disproportionately policed, stopped, frisked, and incarcerated. This is not broken, it's functioning exactly as designed. From voter ID laws to felony disenfranchisement to gerrymandering districts to dilute Black votes to blocking police from reform bills, white supremacy is still writing policy. Even things like which schools get money and who qualifies for aid or housing, all of that is legal discrimination. Racism doesn't just shout, it signs checks, it writes bills, it builds prisons. So when people say, just follow the law or just comply, ask whose law? Because for Black people, law has never meant safety. It's meant surveillance, it's meant erasure, it's meant control. So yes, we fight racism in the streets, but we also have to fight it in the courtrooms, in legislation, in the language of power. Liberation means rewriting the laws that were never written for us. And until we understand how policy has always been used against us, we'll keep mistaking the noose for a seatbelt. This is why we speak. This is why we educate, because the law has always been the weapon, and now we're aiming it back at the truth.
Well, they're not necessarily aiming it back at the truth, but it's out here, man. These devils is not playing these games. Nero's not playing no games with this with Jake, man. This is Deuteronomy 28:53, and I'll read a couple of scriptures down. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons, of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power have given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, which we are a lot of effeminate men today, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother. And you see how men act towards each other, killing one another. And this is what Trump is gonna he's using what they have created to get ready to to fix the problem. And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So is that not prophecy? Did that not happen in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, even to this day? Right? Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left. He have nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward her husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out of from between her feet, the one she's birthed, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in siege of straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. So that want is the materialistic things like money, cars, house. You know what I mean? That's the cause of feminism as well. Yeah, man, the scriptures are accurate, yo. Too accurate. Too accurate. The scriptures are undefeated. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is undefeated. No matter what you say or what you do. Let's get Hosea. Hosea 4:2. And it reads, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery and breakout, and blood toucheth blood. So we have decided to destroy our own, and we wasn't doing it fast enough. So now they have to come in and finish the job. So because we weren't doing all the things that they wanted us to do, like protest and reasons for them to strike us, now they decided to come in and harass us because they're not getting nowhere, and they know they have but a short time, so they'll have no time to waste. So they got to move forward, and moving forward means that they got to come into our neighborhoods and start harassing us. And what's going to happen next is, this is the time of affliction for Jacob, which is Jeremiah 30 and 7. But this is the time. Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith, restore. We are being afflicted hardcore, man, and no one can help us. No one is put in a position to help us out. This is Lamentations right here, 4 and 18. Listen to this. They hunt our steps, right? Don't they? They know the neighborhoods we stay in, so now they're in our neighborhoods, harassing us, harassing our children, harassing our elder, and harassing our women. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. That's right, man. Esau is not playing with us, and he's looking for anything, any and everything to destroy us. Again, I'm not going to pull that scripture up, but this devil knows he has but a short time, so he has to move very fast. That's why he's speeding up the process. And Jake is trying to figure out why you bothering us. It's because it's prophecy. He has to bother you. 1 Peter 3:16, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you, as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse you good conversation in Hamashiach. So you got to have a good conscience about this, man. And honestly, man, you want to stay prayed up. You want to be praying to Yahweh Bashan Yahushua 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day if need so, if possible. You know what I'm saying? You want to constantly be praying and asking Yahweh Bashan Yahushua to forgive you. And you need to fear the Most High. Y'all don't fear the Most High. That's why you're in the situations you're in today, because y'all don't fear the Lord. It's 1 Peter, 1 Timothy 1 and 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of pure heart, and of a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Let's get the understanding of it. That's what we do. See here. 1 Timothy 1 and 5 in the blue letter. Let's see here.
Strong's G 505. Anupakritos. Anupakritos.
Anupakritos. Anupakritos. Unfringed, undisguised, sincere. Sincere. Okay. Sincere. Being sincere. Let's see, let's go to Psalms. Got a couple of Psalms. Let's go back to Psalms here. So like I'm all over the place here. Psalms 37 and 11. And it reads, but the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in abundance, in the abundance of peace. So no matter what these devils is doing to us or trying to do to us, trying to provoke us, the Israelites are still going to inherit the earth, because all Israel shall be saved. It's going to be what? Heaven on earth, right? Revelation 21 and 2. I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem. I mean, he saw the angels, saw the elect, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So, the elect is going to be coming out. Lamentations 2:15, it reads, because this is what they think. This is what they have thought about us since, they started taking us into slavery and separating us and then having us forget our power. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Yes, it is. And it's going to be restore his glory with the righteous people that belong there, instead of you demons that are there right now. Psalms 49:11. I was in 37. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Yahweh and Yahushua is about to get ready to take y'all out. Y'all been enjoying what y'all been enjoying for a while, but it's time to end that. Isaiah 65:15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. For Yahweh thy power shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name. Yeah, another name that these heathens chose for us. Psalm 73:5, and it reads, They are not troubled as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. And this is what they're about to commit to. They're about to commit to violence to us, man. So if Yahweh and Yahushua is not with you, you're just not going to make it, man. You know what I'm saying? Last scripture right here. I'm going to shut it down right here. Psalms 2:1. When do the heathen rage? Why do the heathen rage? It's because their time is short. And the people imagine a vain thing, because it's prophecy. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh. That's what the summits and all of that's about. Because they trying to figure out how do we go against, or how do we destroy the Most High's people. And against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. See, they want to destroy us, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Abba Rock to tell you edify with that lesson, man. I'm going to say, Call Hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKradash. Shalom and salutations again in double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.